G'day again, welcome back to Dad vs Son, and we're going on with Combat Commander Europe with our first playthrough of Tournament Battle Pack Scenario 2, which is Blitzkrieg Unleashed. So, at the moment the Poles are sort of holding their own, but we're getting pushed back a little. And we're getting spread out way too far. So it's the Germans' turn, and they currently have a marksmanship that they could use as an action, a rout assault fire, a fire no quarter, a fire no quarter, recover hand grenades, and the same again. So we do need to recover these here, which is Lieutenant Schrader, Lieutenant, and his line unit with his heavy MG. But we also have Sergeant Russo for the Poles over here who we could also try and rout. So I think what we're going to do first is we're going to use a recover and see if we can get these recovered. So that'll be our first order. So we'll try Lieutenant Schrader first. So he's a 10, so we want less than 10. And we get an 8, so he's good to go. And then we have the line unit, which is 6 plus 1 is 7. And we get a 4. So that's great. So they're both back up, fat, dumb and happy. Okay. What to do next? So we could bring fire down from here to here or here, which this one would be the bet I would go for rather than the foxholes. We could also bring fire down on the chasseurs, this area here, or we could try and get rid of the sergeant here. What do we have here? In fact, what I'd love to do would be to move this rifle over into these foxholes to give him some support, but I don't have anything that'll do it. Okay, so we're going to use a fire action, fire order, and we're going to use we're going to use our marksmanship to give us a +2. And what I'm going to try and do is, what I need to do is basically build up points. I need to get victory points for these. So I'm going to go for what is essentially an... do I go for easy target, hard targets? Okay, I'm going to go for this mortar down here. An easy target. So what we'll use is the rifleman as the base unit, so we've got a 6, plus the light machine gun is a 7. Firing down, so 8, 9, 10, but we have a hindrance of 2, so we're at 8 coming down. And so we have 8 plus 10 is 18. Righto, so the Poles could use this one here, foxholes and a non-building hex, which your opponent just fired. And that's what I think we'll do. So we're going to use that action to place foxholes there. So that was cheeky. Just like that. So now the mortar has 8, 9, 10, 11. Because the foxholes outweighs the one cover there. So we have 11 plus 4 It's still not enough. So they're hit. Righto, what else did the Germans want to do? It'd be lovely if they had something else that could shoot down there and take him out. It's no good trying to rout them because it would be what I'm talking about is no good trying to rout here because it's 9 plus 3 is 12. So it's impossible to get them to rout even though we're only going to get one off. Okay, I think that's going to do for the Germans. So we'll replace their 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And let's see what the Poles want to do. So again, they've got another hidden entrenchments they can't use. They have a fire, light wounds, and a fire, light wounds. So if we're going to fire, what are we going to do? Okay, so I think the first thing we're going to do is we are going to use one of the fire. We're going to utilise Sergeant Binochet here. And we're going to actually try and... Or do we or don't we? No. The first thing we're going to do is try and fire this mortar here. We're going to try and land around here so it can spread wherever it does. Hopefully up that way, not down this way. Okay, so we go 1, 2, he's got to go, minimum range is 3. So we're going to do what we did last time. We're going to go up here. 1, 2, 3, and that's 4, 5, 6 going up. And we have 5 times 1, so nothing happens. So that's a waste. Okay, our second one that we're going to do is we're going to fire. We're going to activate Sergeant Binochet here, and we're going to try and take out this rifle to start with. So, again, we'll use the heavy machine gun as the base weapon, so that's an 8. Plus 1 for the Chasseur is 9. 8, 7, 6 going up the hill. So we have 6 plus 2 is 8. So he's 7 up there. I think he can get away with it. Oh, look at that. An event. And the event is breeze. Remove all smoke and all blazes to spread in direction 2. So we get the blaze running down the road. So what I take that to mean is that it's basically a grass fire and it's running down the side of the road. Okay. And that's the end of the turn for the Poles. We'll replenish their cards. And we're back to the Germans. So, what do we got? We have a rout, assault fire, fire no quarter, a recover, a rout, an advance, and a move. So let's have a think about this. We don't need to use the recover at the moment, so that's wonderful. The routs are neither here nor there. So we're basically down at the moment to a fire, an advance, or a move. So what I propose to do is use the move. I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to activate Lieutenant Schrader, and we can move all of these units here. So we're going to move this line unit first. So it's going to go 2, 3, 4. The rifle unit will come up beside it. We've also got this line unit here. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. They're in the tree. 1, 2, 3. They're going to come down here. The rifle unit, same 1, 2, 3. So they're starting this flanking manoeuvre. I'm sorry. Yeah, so rifle in line here, rifle line team with the LMG here. The heavy machine gun has got to move for 4 because of Lieutenant Schrader. So what I'm actually going to do with it is go 1, 2, 3, 4 and put it up here with Sergeant Bierman. Okay, so that's come into line of sight, so let's see if we want to do any fire, and we have nothing that we can use. Okay, so Lieutenant Schrader now, I've got a choice. I can bring him down with these, or I can take him back there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring him around here because I want to try and clear this and get these off here. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there, like that. So that's their first. Now, their second, I'm actually going to use the advance. And the advance is going to be used on this rifle unit here, simply to put him into the foxholes with the LMG. Just like that. And that just simply gives him cover. And it also gives me greater firepower out of here, out of the foxholes rather than out in the open. Right, so that's 2. They've got nothing to recover. Do they want to fire? So we still could fire with Sergeant Bierman using the LMG. We can't use the HMG because it's moved. Or we could fire with the LMG over on Objective 5 as well. Is that worthwhile? Is it worthwhile at all? Probably not at the moment. Okay, so we're going to hold those at the moment, and that's the end of the German turn. Right, the Poles. So as we saw, they've got still another hidden entrenchments they can use. And they have a move crossfire, a sustained fire, and an advance. So they've got nothing to shoot with, but at least they can maybe move some people. Now my big trouble is that I can't move Sergeant Russo still because he's got a 0 movement factor. I really need to recover him so that I can save him. So what are we going to do? Advance, move. Who can I advance? Who can I move in a worthwhile manner? Okay, I'm going to use the move, and I'm actually going to grab these chasseurs here, and I'm going to go 1, and we have no line of sight down. 2, still no line of sight down, and we'll go 3 into the foxholes with the mortar, just to give them a little bit of support. Okay, now, did the Germans want to do some opportunity fire there? And I think we will, because we can use the heavy machine gun now. So they're going to fire. And they're going to use this route for its spray fire, so they can attack both of those foxholes at once. So let's see what we've got. We'll use the HMG as the primary, so that gives us 8 plus 1 is 9. The line unit 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that gives us 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 coming downhill, 13, 14, 15. Minus 2 is 13. So we have 13 plus 7 is 20 with an event. And the event is one German unit becomes veteran. So, who are we going to make a veteran? So the HMG is a great one to make a veteran. Got all our firepower. Maybe what we need to actually do is make this rifle a veteran, which gives us a bit more firepower over there. So it's a much of a muchness. I don't know. No, I'm going to do it. So the HMG becomes a veteran. There we go. Okay. So that adds a 1. So they're up to 21. A 21 attack. And the Poles have, do the weapons first, is 8, 9, 10, 11. And time. So they're safe. So let's do the time. So we'll re-roll, shuffle the Polish cards. Okay, I've dropped them, so give me a tick and I'll come back. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I picked all the cards up. They've been reshuffled. So the next thing to do is any sudden death? No, so we're going to move the time up. So we're now at turn 5 with sudden death at 8. Defender gains 1 VP, so we're up to 11 VP for the Poles. No reinforcements, no smoke to get rid of. So dig-ins. Okay, so we'll have a look for the Germans, and they have no dig-ins, and neither do the Poles. Righto. So what else did the Poles want to do? Oh, sorry, the Germans are still opportunity firing. The weapons are safe. Now we've got to do the chasseurs. So that's 7 plus 3 is 10. Well, they're safe, that's for sure. Okay, so we'll do the time again. We're now up to turn 6. Shuffle the cards quickly without dropping them this time. Again, nothing else to do. So that's the opportunity fire over. What else do the Poles want to do? So this is their 3 remaining cards. So they can't use this hidden entrenchments because nobody's shooting at the moment. And where they were shooting, there's already foxholes. They can't use the sustained fire because they've got nobody to shoot, which leaves the advance. Can we use the advance on anybody to any worthwhile purpose? And the answer at this time is maybe. Okay, so advancing here is just ridiculous. No chance at all. Over here would just bring things out, basically. I could move Sergeant Binochet's mob over here, but that would open up these chasseurs to fire if I move them. And at the moment, they're a blocking force against number 3 here, Objective 3, which is worth 3 VPs. I could bring these Shazur here, who is suppressed, over into here, and he would be there, but again that's going to open him up to probably some fire. What I'm thinking, which is I know a very dangerous thing to do, is maybe to move this BAR that's all the way down here, down another one. He's going to still be out of line of sight. And I'm thinking maybe I can try and get him to come around here and take out this German objective here. But by the same token, there's no point value for this. So I don't think that makes any sense. So at the moment, no, I'm not going to do anything more with the Poles. So I'll just replace their one. Okay, so the Germans have got 4 cards left. They've got a fire, no quarter, a rout, assault, a recover, and a recover. So they don't have anything to recover, so those 2 are no good. They could try and rout, but again we're at the same problem we were at before, where if we tried to rout this one, he's already at a 9, 10, 11, 12, so nothing's going to happen here. And this one is at a 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, so he's not going anywhere either. Oh, sorry, he's in foxhole. So 8, 9, 10, 11, so we'd need a 12, which means he'd only route 1 anyway, so he's not going to go anywhere. I suppose the only good thing is if I got a 12, he's going to come down to here, which brings him out in the open, which would make him easier to hit. But by the same token, he could go to C4, and then he's in cover and out of line of sight. So that's not much good. So that leaves us with this fire action. So if we're going to use that, what do we do? So again, we could use activate Sergeant Bierman here, and we could fire down and try and take out this mortar. Or we could shoot over and try and take out Sergeant Rousseau, or anything else that we wanted to. So what's going to be the easiest? So if we come down here, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, and he is 8, 11. Okay, I'm going to try and take out the sergeant. So we have 8 plus 1 for being a veteran is 9. Plus, no, in fact, we're going to come down here because then I've got more things to can fire. So same thing. 8 plus 1 is 9 for being a veteran. Plus 1 for the sergeant is 10. Plus 1 for the line unit is 11. Plus 1 for the LMG is 12. Plus 1 for the rifle is 13, 14, 15, 16 coming downhill, minus 2 is 14. So we have a 14 to start with. I don't think they can do anything to enhance that. Nope. So it's 14 plus 4, which is 18, which is better than nothing, but I was hoping for a bit more. Right, now the Poles, what can they do? They've got an advanced assault, which does nothing. Command confusion, sustained, does nothing. Hidden entrenchments, there's already entrenchments there. And a dig in. So, nothing. Okay, so they have 9, 10, 11, 12. And 6 is 18, which would give them a suppression. Okay, so they're suppressed now. So we're 8, 9, 10, 11. So we could try for a 12, just to get rid of the rout. And we may be able to rout them. I don't know. We could rout the 2 of them. So we're going to do it. we're going to use the route, and we're going to try and route the sergeant and the mortars here. So the first one we're going to try and route is the mortars. So he is an 8, 9, 10, 11. So we need a 12. And we get a sniper. And the sniper is at K9. And K9 is here on my own troops. So no, my sniper is not going to shoot at my own troops. Okay, and then for the sergeant, again, we need a 12, and we don't get it. So that's fine. And that's the end of the turn for the Germans, and they have 2 cards remaining, so they'll draw 4. And we're back to the poor old Poles. So again, cannot use at the moment. Cannot use at the moment. Not much good to us at the moment. Oh, and not much good to us at the moment. So realistically, do we want to advance again? And we'd have to say no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this command confusion and exchange it. Which brings us back to the Germans. So we have a recover, which they don't need to use at the moment. Recover, which they don't need to use at the moment. They have a fire smoke grenades, which they can use. A light wounds, which may come in handy. A rout hand grenades. And a move concealment. Righty-o. A move concealment. Righto, so I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the move. And what I think we should do is activate Lieutenant Schrader and get these troops around here ready to take this mob out. So the first thing I was going to do is I'm going to move this line team here into the tree line, like this. So they have a line of sight to him, but they have nothing to fire with. So he's going to move. He's going to stay there, in fact. Or will he? That's 2. Yeah, he's going to stay there. The rifle team's going to come up and do the same thing. The LMG team is going to move up into the house with the rifle team and the lieutenant. Like that. So that's the move done. Okay, they're now going to use... Are we or aren't we? Yes, we are. So we're going to use the fire action, fire order. Again, we're going to use Sergeant Bierman here to fire. So we have the HMG, which is 8, plus 1 for being a veteran is 9, plus 1 for the sergeant is 10. The line unit is 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, minus 2 is 14. And they are shooting 14 plus 6, again 18, into here. So we can't use, hidden pillbox. But it's not an objective, so we can't use it. An advance we can't use. Hidden entrenchments, already done. And a dig-in, can't use. Righto. So the first weapon, the first one we'll do is the mortar, who has got 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 and 4 is not enough, so it's hit. And then the Chasseur, which is 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus 9, 19, he's good. So that was okay. Right. So, I think that's it for the Germans at the moment, because they've only got the routes and recovers left. So, replace their cards. How are we doing for time? 30 minutes. Okay, we'll do the Poles' turn, and then we'll call it quits again for this video. So as we said, the Poles have got an artillery dig-in. No good. An artillery hidden entrenchments. Again, no good. An advance. Okay, so if we advanced at the moment, the only place we could advance into contact would be this poor little Chasseur going up against Lieutenant Schrader and his mob. So that would be a 5 going up against a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 against 5. It's not really a good idea, is it? So I think what we need to do is... No, I'm going to do it. Okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to go and advance. And I'm going to do it as a bit of a cheeky. This is worth 3 victory points. So I'm going to advance this Chasseur into there, like that. Now, the reasoning for that is if, in the horrible hope that they shoot there, I can put a pillbox in there, and at least I know the chance of them being able to get that by other than advancing into melee is just about zip. So we are done. Righto. So we'll call it quits there and come back with the Germans for their next turn. Again, thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying, and we'll see you later.